How much does it cost you to go to work? Probably more than you think. Before I started working for YNAB, I drove a 67-mile round-trip commute. That means I drove 335 miles a week, 16,750 miles a year, assuming a couple weeks off. So how much money have I saved by not commuting, and how can you figure out your own cost? I'm Ben with YNAB, and today we're gonna figure it out, gosh darn it. First, I have to calculate how much I'm actually spending on gas per mile. As I'm recording, gas is currently about $3.10 a gallon, and my car gets about 32 miles to the gallon. So $3.10 divided by 32 miles per gallon is about 9.7 cents per mile. If I multiply that by the number of miles I commute in a year, I get $1,622. And remember, that's not any of my other driving, that's just going to and from work. But we're not done, because cars don't just eat fuel, they also eat damage. You need to fix them sometimes. According to this handy document from AAA about driving costs, it costs me roughly 8.5 cents in maintenance for every mile I drive. Bear in mind, this pamphlet was made in 2019. I couldn't find one updated for this year, so we'll just go with this. Multiply that by how far I drove in a year, and I'm accruing $1,428 in wear and tear. So now our total's up to $3,100. But that's not taking depreciation into account, because according to AAA, I should factor in about $2,240 worth of depreciation for every 15,000 miles I drive. So all in all, it costs me around $5,300 just to go to work. Let's just swap that for a 10-mile commute across town. So 10 miles a day, 50 a week, $2,500 a year. Since we're city driving, my mileage goes down to about 27 miles per gallon, so 11 cents a mile. Multiply that by 2,500 and we get $275 a year. Add in $213 for maintenance. I have no idea how the depreciation math actually works, but let's say it's costing us roughly a seventh of the amount since we're driving a seventh of the distance, so about $320. And altogether, for a 10-mile commute, we're paying $808 to go to work. That's like a $4,500 difference. If you'd like to calculate your own annual commuting cost, here's the equation for you. You'll have to cross-reference that AAA document since they give different maintenance estimates for different cars. Obviously, this is some pretty scrappy math. I'm not literally spending $2,200 on my car's depreciation each year, but I am accelerating how quickly I need a new one and how quickly the value of my current one is dropping. And we've only been looking at the financial cost of a commute. Mine took about 50 minutes each way, meaning I was spending a full 100 minutes of my day just going to and from work. Instead of, I don't know, playing croquet, learning how to do a backflip. I've always wanted to know how to do that. Not to mention how much more likely it was that I would get into an accident or get a costly ticket. I bring all this up not to make you feel bad about your commute, but to expose the hidden costs. If I'm looking at two job opportunities and one is offering me a decent salary with a 10-mile commute, and the other is offering me $3,000 more with a 67-mile commute, those options are a lot more similar than they first appear. So if you commute to work, this is the kind of thing you need to calculate when you're considering a job offer, or trying to negotiate your salary, or proposing a hybrid work schedule. These are the kind of numbers you want to be able to bring to your boss when you're advocating for a change. This also raises other questions. What if you lived close enough to work that you could bike, or take a bus, or walk? What if you could get rid of a car? How much money would come back to you if you could cut registration fees, insurance, and maintenance, not to mention making some money off of selling it? How could that move the needle for where you want to be right now? I know those are big questions, but the answers could have tidal wave effects on your spending, your saving, and most importantly, your peace of mind. Wait a second. What's this? Oh, it's a plug. And so is this. The YNAB app is the best tool I know to help you manage your commute spending, or any other spending for that matter. It gives you the flexibility to change your plan at any time, so you can see what changing up your commute situation would actually look like in dollar amounts. And unlike other apps that just give you a spreadsheet and some features, it's also got 4 simple, life-changing rules to actually guide the way you manage your money, which you can learn more about at YNAB.com. And that trip won't cost you a dime. If you liked this video, then stay tuned, because I'm going to be talking about more big changes in just a couple weeks. In the meantime, hope you have a wonderful day, and thank you so much for watching.